Settings, message to spectators. Welcome to. Yeah, I'm just gonna change the message to viewers. Friends, let's go with that. I'll go with blue. Right. Wonderful, right. I've just got to get me around teams, that's all. Right. 4MULA4. Just pull up some info on the track. Let's get us started. Right. Let's boogie. I should get this open. Right. Good evening, everybody. My name's Casey, I'll be your commentator this evening. Thank you, George. I'm looking forward to it. So, everyone, welcome to Formula 4. It's round 1 of the new season. Here we are in France at the fabulous Paul Ricard circuit. Originally constructed in 1971. Based just out of Le Castellet. Its first race coming in 1971 as well. Original track length was 5.8 kilometres. It's actually slightly longer now at 5.84. 21 turns and a very vivid runoff area, to say the least. It's done away with the standard gravel traps and has instead gone with a sort of sandpapery texture to slow the cars down, which is a bit bedazzling to the eye, to say the least. That's enough about circuit for now, I think. I'll wait till the racing before going any further. Now to go through the league itself. So, as I already said, my name's Casey. I'll be commentator hopefully for the foreseeable future. I'm just going through the teams now. We've got 5 teams. In Formula 4 we've got we have Gulf, we have Monster Energy, Jaguar, Rockstar, and the interestingly named Hello Kitty. Each team has 5 drivers, and they've all been picked from the pool. So in Team 1, which is Hello Kitty, we have Drofter, we have TCG Sean, we have Energetic 6 and Ramsey. In Team 2, the Rockstar team, we have I Am Sloth, Extremist, Calm Tyler and Canyon Chaos. Team 3, Jaguar, we have Total P's and then G, LP91 and PWSTN. I'll call them Pew Pew. Team 4 we have Monster Energy, and we have Glock, XX and All Shot Down and Bannister 1524. And in Team 5, the Golf Racing team, we have Infamous Pillars, Crazy Bill, Chewy Racing and Mazza Spin. Having raced with a few of these guys myself, I can vouch for their racecraft. They are very good drivers, and I can imagine this is going to be a very interesting race to watch. Aside from that, we'll go through the point system. It's a different point system to what we're usually used to in Formula 1. It's, I'd say, similar to what you would see in MotoGP, with more positions getting points. I'll run those through. So point system, points run all the way through from 1st to 20th, with first place getting 22, second 19, third 18, all the way down to 20th getting 1. And there are points for pole position and the fastest lap. 2 points for pole, fastest lap 1 point, which means similar to Formula 1, the maximum number you can get 25 instead of 26, but I'm sure that will be wonderful to try and figure out when calculating the standings. A quick note regarding points: if you don't finish the race, you score 0 points unless you disconnect after 80% race distance. So aside from that, we've done the teams, we've done the points. Now all we've got to do is wait for the action. So looking through, we've got a smattering of different colours down here. It's going to be very interesting to watch, I can assure you. Let me just find the teams again. So, with this being a very different, well, I'd say different, it's different to what I've experienced, having multiplayer cars running instead of the F1 20 cars. We do have our own liveries, so Hello Kitty will be running a pink and white livery, with numerous different sponsors, primarily black with a few white ones, I'm assuming in the pink area. Rockstar, we have a lovely orange and black number, again with various sponsors. Same for Jaguar, lovely green, black and white livery. Akin, I'd say, definitely akin to the early 2000s Jaguar, just minus the red of the HSBC. Again, with the sponsors smattering of black and white all over there. Then we've got Monster Energy, who are racing in a black and green livery, very branded, with very green sponsors. Last but not least, we have the Gulf livery, which, as you can imagine, is blue and orange with a little bit of grey in there as well. And if you see a red and grey car about with a few white sponsors, those are our reserve drivers, and that's just so that we know who they are, essentially. So, it is 1 minute past 8. I'm expecting us to go racing fairly shortly. I think it's going to be a very cool race to watch. I'm looking forward to being back in the commentary box. Over a season, might be 1 or 2 people joining in. I'll see how we get on. But for the moment, it's just me, and I'm absolutely buzzing to be able to commentate once again on Formula 1 League racing. It's been a long time, and I've missed it a lot. So we will have a full qualifying. So that would be obviously our standard Q1, Q2, Q3, 18 minutes for Q1, 15 for Q2, 12 for Q3, and a 50% race, so 27 laps. Obviously, if it be multiplayer cars on equal performance, and I'm looking forward actually to seeing people's helmets. Strange thing to say, I know, but I really do like seeing all the different helmet designs and being able to identify drivers through that. So I think that's going to be pretty cool to have a look at as well, just to see what people are running with, whether or not they've gone for something on brand or whether they've gone for something a bit more out there. So it looks like we're getting ready now. We've about 20 seconds until we're into the lobby. I'll stay away from that since I'm not racing. And obviously, as usual, it's dynamic weather. We've got no idea what's going to happen here. I'm just looking forward to hopefully an eventful race, as I hope the rest of you are too. Just loading into Q1. As with Formula 1, it'll be the same. 5 drivers eliminated in Q1, 5 eliminated in Q2, so that you've got the top 10 shootout, as we're used to. And I believe there'll also be a formation lap, which is just a formality, effectively. But yeah, let's roll on. Formula 4. Looking forward to it. Let's go, let's go, let's go. If anyone watching does have any questions, feel free to ask. Also, if any of the drivers does fancy giving me a weather update, so I've got a bit of an idea what's happening, that would be much appreciated. But obviously, that is not necessary, because who doesn't love commentating on something completely random? It's wonderful. And it's raining already in qualifying. That is going to be very interesting for the race, because obviously, depending whether or not you've got a full wet setup or whether or not you've got a let's have a look. Qualifying cloudy. Callum, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but it's spitting by the looks of things. It's definitely on my screen anyway. But thank you for confirming the race is going to be dry. So I imagine people will just be running dry setups with a bit more front wing. So I don't think we'll see anything too drastic in terms of setup. But yes, looks like we're getting a wet setup, a wet qualifying, and a car coming out of the pits already. This looks like it is one of the Hello Kitty cars, and it is going to be. Well, we've got Extremist in a hot lap now. He is in the Rockstar car. Coming through turns 1 and 2 now. Let me get my spectator menu done. Track map full. There's enabled telemetry. I like looking at that. Gap. We're definitely going to be on intermediates for qualifying. Gap to leader. I am a fan of. Right, so got all that set up now. On board with one of our reserves, rocking the Casper Ackerman look, very nice indeed. Watching it from the outside, the car doesn't look quite sparkle actually. In the wet, I'm sure that looks fabulous in the dry, but in the wet, it just looks a bit dark. But still, nevertheless, looking good. I can see we've got 3 Jaguars out in the track already. We've got. Let's have a look who we've got. Well, at the moment, with Death Dragon. We've got Pew Pew out on track in the Jaguar. Very nice helmet as well. Definitely out there. But yeah, like I said, lovely. I love the Jaguars. Further down, Andon GJ, lovely Michael Schumacher Pro. I'm sure we'll see that on quite a few cars. And very simple helmet. I love a simple helmet. It's very easy to identify. And again, just watching this through this turn is just wonderful. That Jaguar looking spectacular from the outside as well as in. On board with Chewy and the Gulf. The Gulf looking quite nice as well. And who have we got on a lap? Anyone on a lap yet? Not quite. Bannister is out in the monster car, as is Glock. Looks like colours are slightly different now. Ramsey in the Hello Kitty. That is pink, if I've ever seen it. That is very pink. So first one track actually. Oh, we have a spinner. Callum Tyler just caught that coming onto the back straight. He's clouted the barrier. Is he out? He's just waiting. You're free to go, Callum, if you're listening. But yeah, oh, that was a terrible start. Oh, terrible tapping on the outlap. I don't know if he's got damage. Let's have a look and see if we can see from the outside. Doesn't look like him. Should be okay to continue. As Total Peas has retired. He has crashed. Looks like he might have had a crash with his teammate. I'm not quite sure what's happened there. Jaguar off track going slowly. I think he's just getting out of the way of traffic, to be honest. But yeah, we already have one guy out. Not quite sure what happened there. It's a bit of an achievement to hit the barriers in Castellet. XX. Yeah, not sure what happened there, to be honest. Sure he'll be able to enlighten us at some point. Let's see where we're at. And oh, Ramsey's had an absolute mare going through that fast right and the bird. Good save though. Where else are we at? XX is on a decent lap, I'd say, at the moment. DJ Jeff Dragon coming through the final corner now. Let's see what the benchmark is going to be from him. Oh. Comes across the line. I'm expecting a 141. Oh, 140.7, so 140.7. But, invalidated, fair enough. But I'm assuming that's akin to what we'll see. So let's see what other people are doing. Sloth's on an outlap. Callum Tyler is on the lap now. Let's watch him from the outside and see how his first sector's going. Sliding back a little bit, but that's to be expected when you're on the inters. Not the best race tyre, not the best qualifying tyre. Completely, and he's absolutely wow. I'm sorry, Callum. I shouldn't tell him. I've jinxed him already. But yeah, that's just showing the inters are a brutal tyre. And we have the first two laps on the board. Glock goes fastest with 1:39.286, with the Jaguar of PW 4.5 seconds back. XX immediately. Oh, the Monster Energy cars are out in force at the moment. Monster Energy 1-2 at the moment. Oh, well, bear in mind, this is just Q1. We have yellow flag in sector 2. I'm assuming that is. Yeah, that's just Callum getting out of the way of traffic. Let's see what else is on the lap. We've got the extremely pink Hello Kitty cars. As all shot down again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Monster Energy cars. With the Gulf of Chewy Racing in P5. But the gaps are what's shocking me, because P1 through P2 is about 7.5 temps, then about 7 temps down to P3 and P4. Wow, DJ Death Dragon in the reserve car putting an almighty lap to go level with all shot down, just 3,000th of a second between them. But DJ Dragon has gone a bit further. He's done another lap compared to all shot down. So obviously his tyres just a slightly better operating window at the moment. So at the moment we've got in first place Glock on a 1:39.2. Second place now is Drofter in the Hello Kitty. That is a storming lap, and it's spoiled Monster Energy's party definitely there. 1, 2, 3 before then. But yeah, and Glock has immediately gone quicker on a 1:39.0 to bring the gap up to 4 tenths of a second. So the Monster Energy of Glock is definitely looking the car to beat at the moment, but I definitely would not rule out Drofter or XX. Let's have a look at how everyone else is doing. So last place we've got the Hello Kitty of Energetic 6. He's just on lap now. Let's see what his second sector's like. It is invalidated anyway, so obviously this will not count towards his session lap time. LPE is in the pits at the moment. Looks like he's just coming out. And then DJ is on an outlap. Hello there, how is it? Is just coming through senior now and is also on an invalidated lap. Callum back in the pits. That's very unfortunate for Callum. Had a crash coming out of sector 1. and it's just come out of the track. He's just gone onto his outlap. I'm going to stop spectating because I ended badly last time. As a spinning P13, just about to come to the end of the lap. He's not invalidated it, going very, very well indeed. But he's, yeah, I'm afraid not going to be challenging for pole at this moment in time. And then we've got Kinetic Chaos, 3.7 seconds down. I'll change this to the fastest lap so I can see. 142.8, 142.0 for PW. Feel like he's about to improve? No, he's not. Must have gone for a slow lap first. I'll stick him for sector 1, let's see what he can do. Nice into turn 1. Oh, not ideal for turn 2 and he's ran wide. Luckily he's kept it valid. Let's see what he does up to the timing split. Very nice indeed through turns 3 and 4. Turn 5, very tight, tighter than you'd think. And that's a 25.3. He's a second up on his sector best at the moment. Further up, Extremist done a very good job for the Rockstar team. Flying, I would say flying the flag if Sloth wasn't third place. Top 3 looks to be running away with it at the moment. Look, especially if a half a second lead in Q1. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2, one of the Jaguars. It looks to be LPE. I think he was just slowing to get out of the way before he starts a fast lap. And he's got a Hello Kitty behind him, he gets out of the way of him as well. And so now he'll be coming on to do a fast lap. I think he's got a bit to show, LPE. I think he's a quick enough driver, definitely to challenge the top half of the grid. As Jaguar of Andon goes P7, very nice indeed, highest placed Jaguar at the moment. So, at the moment we've got 14 times, obviously one driver at Total P has retired unfortunately, so only 19 will set a time, so four more will be eliminated. At the moment in the drop zone, providing the set a time, are Energetic 6, who's just coming around the final corner now. I'll check if anyone else is. So, never mind, I can't read. Or C for that matter. He's invalidated anyway. And LPE, jinxed it again. The Jaguar out. I've got to stop spectating Jaguars. Anyway, never mind me and Energetic 6. I couldn't see if it invalidated or that it was just at the end of sector 1. Unfortunate for LPE. However, that does mean only 3 more drivers will be eliminated. At the moment, those will be Energetic 6, hello there, how is he? And Callum Tyler, providing that everyone else sets a lap. If wow, I'd have thought he'd be a full-time driver, not a reserve given his pace, but yeah, obviously commitments. Interested to see what Allian can do. I know he's a quick driver, as is Callum Tyler. I'm going to stop spectating him as well because last time I did that did not go well. Extremely stuck to P6. The Rockstar car going very well indeed. And in the hands of Extremist and I Am Sloth, Callum Tyler and Kinetic Chaos are not far away from each other, but are a bit further down the order than I think they'd like to be. Callum especially, I know he's got some decent pace around him. But as it stands at the moment, it's business as usual for the Monster Energy team and the Glock 4495 on a 1:38.921. That is by 3 attempts the quickest time so far in this session. Dropped doing a Hello Kitty. Looks like he's going for another run on Inters. These look to be part 1 at least. Sloth in third. Most people in the pits at the moment wait for the final run to Q1. Sloth in third on 1:39.5, as is XX in the other Monster in the second Monster Energy. Then we have the first reserve of DJ Death Dragon on 1:40.2, closely behind by the Extremist in the Rockstar, and all shot down in the third Monster. 1:48.298 for him. In P8 we have the first of the Jaguars with Andon on 1:40.3, followed by the Monster Energy of Bannister, and in P10 we have the lead Gulf of Chewy Racing. Then we have P11, we have PW on a 140.17, followed very closely behind by Ramsel in the second Hello Kitty. And then we have the third Rockstar car of Callum Tyler, who is just coming to the end of the lap actually, so we'll stick on board with him and see what he can do. And that's an improvement of 9 tenths, 140.15. That brings him on to 12th and in front of PW and Ramsel. Very nice indeed from Callum. He looks to be safe as it stands. However, there's no more drivers to... wow! The drafter's just gone quickest on a 1:38.7. He has just blown Glock's time out of the water. Glock is not going to be happy with that. I think he will be looking for revenge in Q2 and definitely Q3. So as it stands in the drop zone, unfortunately we have two Jaguars of Total P's and LPE. They crashed out unfortunately. Mazepin P18, Kinetic Chaos in P17 and Hello There How Is He in P16. So I'm expecting Mazepin to improve definitely, because he's 24 seconds off the pace at the moment and I know he's not that slow. But aside from that, that's the grid at the moment, and as I said, the bottom three currently facing elimination unless they can find some time, of which I'm sure they can. It's just a case if anyone else can as well. And looking at it, we have Andon GJ on fresh intermediates, as we have yellow flags in sectors 1 and 3. Looks like a Hello Kitty getting out of the way, as well as Chewy just letting his teammate go past. Keep it out of the way of people's final laps, because that is the racing line into turn 1. You don't want to be getting in the way there. Yes, I'm sure LP is reminding us is the best on the grid. I'm staying out of that one. I feel like it's a bit of personal banter. Extremis has already had one front wing gone. That's wonderful. As has Callum. So the looking for team to beat at the moment, based on position, is going to be Monster Energy. Monster Energy have 4 drivers in the top 10, which is going to be very tough to beat. The next best team, well, it's joint between the McLarens and the reserves, I'd say at the moment. Not McLarens, sorry, Rockstars. It's orange. I apologise, it's orange. I immediately thought McLaren. But no, the Rockstar team look very good indeed. Obviously another energy drink giant behind Monster Energy, and a certain Austrian one that we are not going to be mentioning today. It looks like we've had a spin from Bannister coming out onto the back straight. I'm sure that's thoroughly messed his lap up. But well, he's causing the top 10, so let's be rather peculiarly coloured Hello Kitty past of I believe that was Energetic. Yes, it was, as Bannister getting caught up with a reserve of, that looks like Hello There, how is he? Not quite sure what happened there, but they're all a little too close for comfort by the looks of things. So as it stands, and Mazepin's gone 14th. I knew he had a bit more pace. I knew he was definitely capable of more than a 2 minute and 2 second lap. Now starting to see people retire who feel they're safe. Top 2, Drofter and Glock, have retired, both very safe on 38s. The other drivers in the 38s at the moment, with I Am Sloth in P3 on a 139.7. 139.57, I do apologise, and XX in P4 on a 139.58. So I'd imagine if XX feels as safe, Sloth should feel safe as well. After that, further half a second back to Alyan in the reserve car, with DJ Death Dragon on a 140.2, 2 further tenths behind, and definitely going very well for the reserve team. Then we have a second Rockstar of Extremist on a 140.2 as well. 6th, 7th and 8th separated by less than a tenth. Very good going by all 3 drivers. Looks like we have a Monster Energy on an invalidator lap at the moment, with what looks to be a reserve of Alyan coming up behind him, who's also on an invalidator lap. start to see people pitting out. I imagine this will be where we start to see people retire who think they can't improve or think that they've done. And we have a spin. It's Callum Tyler again. Callum Tyler just not having a good time at the moment. Hello there, how is he? Difficult conditions with no assists. I can feel for you there. I've too struggled in wet conditions. I can imagine it's pretty slippy out of there. Not a lot of on-camber corners, and with the intermediates as well, it's I'm sure it's a lovely cocktail with grip. But yeah, Callum Tyler and Hello there, how is he? Are done now with PDS at TN38 in the pits. That is our bottom 5 as it stands, and nobody's going to get down there unless they DSQ for some reason. So from the bottom we have LP91 and Total Peace, who unfortunately did not set a lap in the Jaguars. Then we have Hello there, how is he? Who did a 142.0, starting in 18th for the race. PDSTN starting in P17 on a 141.7, and Callum J. Tyler, who was unfortunately unable to improve on a 141.512. So those are the bottom 5 that are eliminated. Let's go through the drivers who will be into the second part of qualifying. We have Drofter on a 138.797, fastest by 2 tenths in this session. Followed by Glock 4494 in P2, and the first Rockstar of IABSLOF67 on a 139.5. Further back we have XX, Allian, Death Dragon, Extremist, All Shot Down, and Andon GJ and Bannister to finish out the top 10. And then to round out the top 15 we have Chewy, Ramzo, Canyon Chaos, Energetic 6 and Mazzaspin. So that is it. That is the end of qualifying 1 at the moment, with, as I said, quite a interesting group. Looks like we've definitely got 2 front runners at the moment. Be interested to see how that pans out in Q2 and especially Q3. I'm going to get a quick look at the results just to be safe. There's confirmation there of LP, Total P's, Hello there, how is it, PWSTN and Callum J. Tyler eliminated from qualifying 1. As we go on to the next session, just waiting for the time to run down. So at the moment it does look like the Monster Energy team are going to be the team to beat in the Constructors, especially for this race. With all 4 cars in the top 10, no other team managing that feat. Just on the countdown now to Q2. I don't imagine there'll be many changes to the weather conditions. I imagine it's going to be very same. Yep, drizzling, if not a little bit heavier. That looks a little bit darker and a bit heavier. Interesting to see. The Hello Kitty in the bottom right looks to be on inters, so definitely going to start the session on intermediates, as we already have a car coming out on track. Let me start my time chart again. Yep, starting out intermediates. It's not as heavy as it first appeared to be. Looks like it's going to be as we were for qualifying. As the first car out is the lone Jaguar of Andon GJ, the only Jaguar to make it through Q1. With the, I think, being the only team to have 1 car in Q2. Let's see what Andon can do. I'm sure he can muscle a bit of pace out of that Jaguar into Q3, but we never know, as we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars at the moment out on an out lap, and more are filing out the pits as we speak. So I've already talked before about the rather dazzling paint job of the Paul Ricard circuit. It's, as I said before, it's sort of like a sandpaper texture. It's, instead of the gravel traps, it's supposed to, not like sandpaper, grip onto the tyres and effectively rip them to shreds in order to stop a car. No problem, I'll stick with Housey. Housey seems to work. I must admit, I was trying to think of how to shorten it, but couldn't quite think of how to go. But yeah, so let's get on with Q2. As we have all but 2 cars out, Extremist and Bannister elected to stay in the pits for the time being, as the first car on a lap is going to be Anden, and we will ride on board for the Jaguar. As we have our flanking sets of looks like a Hello Kitty slowing down. Nice through turn 1 and turn 2, sets himself up nicely. He's not going to run too far wide, keeps it valid. Now on a run down to turn 3, and this is a very important braking zone for sector 1. Very nice indeed, doesn't set too much curb, and very nice. Tight left hand, right hander for turn 5. Just slow enough to keep it valid, and it goes purple sector 1, surprise surprise, he is the first car on a lap. Now on a Mistral straight going down to the chicane. I wish they'd remove the chicane, it'd be so much better flat out. As we have another yellow flag, but can't quite see where. Very nice through the chicane, might have a bit of oversteer on the exit. No, very nice and held. Let's see what his time's going to be in sector 2. So far up to 54.908, I think it's going to be a 39, possibly. Very nice through senior, and out wide, and then cut back in for the apex. Very nicely done in the Jaguar. Most difficult corner on the track in my opinion, this one, because it's a very, very late apex to get onto this long right hander before the final 2 turns. Brake at just before the pit entry line. Through the final corner, again tighter than it appears. Be sure not to take too much curve on the outside in case you do spin. A prediction of 39 might not be too far off, and it's 39.1 from Anden. He's pulled that out of nowhere. He's only 3 tenths off of the fastest lap in Q1 at the moment, and Glock immediately goes quicker on 1:39.0. It has happened immediately. Superb lap from Glock and from Anden to get the Jaguar up into P2, XX in P3, and first Hello Kitty on energetic P4. Next we've got Bannister just come up over the line to start a lap, as we have, wow, Anden's retired already. Wow. He's made a mistake. Let me get on board with is did it the same as the other Jaguar it did in Q1, which is unfortunate, as dropped us a 38.7, starting where we left off. Very nicely indeed by the Welshman, in the rather bedazzling Hello Kitty car. Glock, XX and all shot down P2, 3 and 4. So P2 and a second row lockout for the Monster Energy team so far, as that is Droft getting out of the way of all shot down. P5 is the second Hello Kitty of Ramsel, with the 2 Gulf cars of Mazespin and Chewy Racing, about 3 tenths further back. After that we've got the first Rockstar of Canary Chaos, then Energetic 6, and then unfortunately and the GJ, who has retired from the session after a crash coming onto the Mistral straight. Still waiting to settle up. We have Alyan, who's just coming through sector 1 now. Let's see what his time's like. 25.0. Could be quicker. Extremist in the pits at the moment. DJ Death Dragon on an out lap. And Bannister has just come across the line to go P8 on 1:41.228. A bit frustrating that Anden has kind of remained in P10. Doesn't quite give a representative picture, as I Am Sloth goes P3 on 1:39.6. Is still a good 7 tenths from P2, nearly a second off the draft there. That's still a very good lot from Very good lap from the Rockstar driver. See how Arian's doing into sector 3 now. Again, I find this the most difficult corner on the circuit just because of the late apex. Keeps it very nice and tidy through there. Let's see what we can do into the final 2 corners. Very nice, smooth through turn 20, turn 21. Now, oh, bit squirrely on the exit. Looks like it's going to be maybe a 139.5. 139.7, not far off. It's chucks him up to P4, and they've absolutely split the Monster Energy cars, with Glock being separated from XX by Sloth and Arian, and XX separated from Allshot down by Ramsel and Chewy Racing. Chewy going very well in the Golf Racing car at the moment. Ramsel not doing too bad in the Hello Kitty. As we see another car jump into top 10, I think that was that was Energetic 6, who's from Kinetic Chaos down to P11, with Mazda being 12th, Banners to 13th, and still waiting for Extremists to leave the pits, and for DJ Death Dragon to set a lap. He is currently on the fast lap, so let's see what he can do. 55.7 so far, coming through sector 2 split. I think this will probably be a 141 dead, or maybe a 140.7, between those two. How's it? Very nice to know. Might have to give that a watch if I can find a stream of the Australian side of the league. Wet Race Australia, Team Rockstar taking P1 and 2, Hello Kitty and P3. So, Australia's Rockstars managed to get up to the podium. Let's see if Sloth and the rest of the Rockstar team can achieve the same feat. Might be a bit of a push at the Paul Ricard circuit at the moment. Hello Kitty getting a podium in that race as well. I think at the moment it looks nailed on for definitely a front row for Hello Kitty, as Energetic 6 goes P5 with a 140.169 to put him just under half a tenth in front of XX, who's coming around the final corner to start a flying lap. I think we'll do a full commentary lap with XX as well, as he is about to start his flying lap, and he's on the run down to turn 1, cutting over pit exit, wide entry into turn 1, lands himself nice enough for his turn 2, doesn't go too far wide up the exit turn 2, follows the slight left hand kink into what I call turn 3, then turn 4, and then the tighter than it looks turn 5, wide entry, cut across, very beautifully done indeed. He's a 10th up so far, so that will put him ahead of Energetic 6. As it comes onto the Mistral straight on a run down to the chicane, let's see what he can do. Obviously, with it being raining, no DRS in this session, so I wouldn't expect anyone to open the wing in this weather condition. So XX coming out of the chicane back onto the Mistral straight towards senior, 55.1, so about 6 tenths ahead of DJ Death Dragon at this point, so that looks like he's going to be on for a 139.7. Very nicely done through the long right hander, then into this rather tricky left hander before the right hand kick before the final 2 turns. Take just enough curb to get a bit of traction, but not enough to spin you out. Keep as close as you can to the curb into the penultimate corner, and cut nice across the final turn, and that is a very tidy lap from XX. Let's see what he's going to do. He's going to do 39.2. That was P3 for the Monster Energy team. And we've had word from the drivers, track is drying. track is drying. Had that from one of the drivers. That's from the driver's mouths, and you can see there's no streaks of rain on the cars anymore. There's not much in terms of rain falling at all. Actually, it's just a few odd bits on the lens. There's really not a lot. It is definitely drying, so I'd expect times to ramp up a bit. Obviously I've only got 2.5 minutes left of Q2, so I won't expect times to improve that much, but definitely for Q3, as Energetic is going out of mediums, as is Glock. So Glock, Energetics and Ramsel all mediums at the moment. I'll keep you posted on what their times are going to be like. Let's watch Glock on his outlap. I'd like to watch Glock on his outlap. He's not on his outlap, he's just fitting to his not on his outlap yet. So he's waiting. We're waiting for the last possible moment to go out, which I'd say to get enough time to go around, you need to go out now. I'd say. Yeah, Glock is out of the pits on the mediums. Let's see what it's like on board. As Drofter has retired in the pits, he knows he's safe. All the 3 drivers are actually out on track at the moment on mediums. They're the other people who could realistically expect to improve in this session. I think the Inters would be a bit too hot to be able to do it, as XX comes into the pits, he'll be retiring. Sloth's in the pits, he'll be retiring. Ayard going for a slow lap, he's irradiated. Keeping out of the way of the golf cart of Chewy, as we have Energetic 6, who has span at the exit of turn 2 on his mediums, so the mediums clearly not working for everybody. And he's not left himself a lot of time to get out. Energetic 6. Let's have a look at Glock. He's just come through senior into the long right hander, and it's going to be very interesting to see what these times are going to be like. As the first of the medium runners, he's definitely going to be the first to experience him, as Ramsel comes back onto the Michelin straight and has a bit of a tank slapper. And Glock pits. Glock will not set a lap on the mediums in Q2. Let's see, Energetic 6, he's not got enough time to come round. Is Ramsel going to set a lap? I doubt it, he's got 15 seconds left. So it looks like a bit of a mistimed movement from the medium runners, with Glock being the only one who's actually had time to set a lap and choosing to pit, as DRS is enabled. If Glock had started his lap, I think he'd have been well ahead of Drofter. And that is it for Q2. So, drivers out. Extremist, who unfortunately did not set a lap. Mazepin, Kinetic Chaos, all shut down, and Ramsel 85 in the Hello Kitty car. So we have a Jaguar into Q3, although he did retire, so I don't think he'll be able to compete, but definitely into Q3 at least. I'm expected to see quite a dry qualifying, as Chewy pits just wait for the last few cars to come in now. That will be it for qualifying. Qualifying 2. So I've already gone through the elimination. Let's go through the top 3. Don't worry, Halsey, I've not forgot that pole position gets 2 points. I'm definitely going to remember that one. At the moment, it would be, if it stays like this, Drofter will get those 2 points, but I wouldn't count out Glock or XX, if I'm completely honest. Let's just hope that the drivers are a bit more kind than the Inters. So, top 10 going into Q3 are Drofter. I'll do that in a minute as I take a screenshot. And, yeah, and then GJ will not be allowed to take part in Q3. He has been eliminated along with the bottom 5. So your top 9 for the shooter are Drofter, Glock, XX, I'm Sloth, Alyan, Energetic 6, Death Dragon, Bannister, and Chewy Racing. So we have Hello Kitty, the 2 monsters, Rockstar, Reserve, another Hello Kitty, another Reserve, another monster, and the Lone Gulf into Q3. Top 9 separated by 1.7 seconds. And as it stands, Drofter running away with those 2 championship points for pole position. Just making sure I've definitely got screenshots of the results, just on the off chance they are needed. And now we run into Q3. So into Q3, and you can already see it is immediately drier. The pit lane is immediately drier, so I'm intrigued to see what it's going to be like coming out of the pits. And nobody really coming out at the moment, so that's interesting. Oh, and just as a save, we have a few movements. We have one of the monsters, one of the reserves, but I've lots of things coming out as well. And the second monster coming out as well. Right, so we've got one monster, 2 reserves coming out, and we have the first of the monsters out of track. He's coming through sector 1 now. Still looking a bit slippery out there. I don't know why I'm still getting raindrops on my screen. As you can see, it's bone dry. I can't see any drops actually on the car, so it does look like it's just a visual thing on the camera lens. But I'm looking forward to see some flat out pace from the top 9 here. So, anybody watching who fancies having a guess, who do you reckon is going to be on pole position? Because I can tell you now, it's going to be close. I'm sorry, LP went out in Q1, good sir. As Glock is now on the lap, the second fastest from Q2, and he's spun immediately. It looks like it's very slippy coming out of turn 2 there. So immediate spin for the Monster Energy driver as Alyan is now on a lap. Let's see if he can keep it together. Yes, he does, as does Drofter behind him. So Drofter obviously on an outlap, so it won't matter too much. But let's see what you can do as the first driver on a meaningful lap, as he immediately obviously sets the fastest time, seeing as he's just said. So you reckon Drofter? I do reckon he's going to be difficult to beat. But as it stands, Alyan is the lead car, so he is going to get the honours of the first fastest lap of the session. I'm not saying anything about Glock's excuses, all I'm saying is he's quick. Although If I was him, I'd definitely be scared of Drofter. So, am coming to the end of his lap now. Let's see what it's going to be. It's definitely going to be quicker than what we've seen so far in qualifying. Fastest we've seen before now is a 1:38.7. This is going to absolutely shatter that. It's going to be a 1:30.961. Was the first lap, but he has invalidated. That is a shame. I believe Chewy is going to be the first one to set a lap. And that is a 1:32.888. I know they can go quicker. And immediately XX does on a 1:31.1. Very good from the Monster Energy driver. Drofter looks like he's going to be. Who's going to be next up online? Looks like I am Sloth in the Rockstar car. Coming through the penultimate corner now. Last turn. And obviously we've got DRS in the session as well. Just straight line it up over to the finishing line, and it's at 1:30.028. He is a full second and a bit quicker than XX, 1.1 seconds quicker. That is going to take some beating, but I'm sure Drofter can do it. As I say, that is coming through the long right-handed and sets of free now. Coming through the interesting left-hander. Can't remember the turn name to save my life. But it comes to a penultimate corner now, keeps it close to the curb, doesn't cut it, which is good, keeps it valid. Out into the final turn, straight line it, DRS wide open, full throttle, and it is going to be a 1:28.9 is your fastest lap so far. That is an absolutely stonking lap. With the next driver to set a lap going to be DJ Death Dragon. Let's see what the reserve can do. It's going to be a 1:39.1. That is unfortunate, as the second Hello Kitty of Energetic 6 comes across a 1:29.7. So far it looks like Hello Kitty to beat in this qualifying session, with Glock now coming out on an outlap. Let's see if he can keep it together on his fast lap this time. So, as it stands, we've got three drivers who haven't set a lap. I am Bannister and Glock. Glock and Bannister in the Monster Energy cars on an outlap at the moment. And is just going through the final turn now, as DJ Death Dragon goes second with a 1:29.5. That is going to take some beating. Very good lap from the reserve driver, as Glock now starts his first flying lap. Let's see if he can keep it together in turn 2 this time. Bit more cautious, runs wide and invalidates, and has spun again. He is having no end of issues with turn 2. Could be a setup issue if he's done it consistently. Bannister starting his flying lap now into turn 1. Let's see what he can do. Turn 1, and now through the troublesome turn 2. Takes more curve than his teammate, stays away from the exit curb. I think that might be the key to it, as he comes through now, and very nicely through turns 3 and 4. Through the tight turn 5, just keeping it on the edge, and that's 22.756. I couldn't tell you quite honestly where that puts him in relation to the top 3, but he is in DRS on the Michelle Straight, and that's a weird bit of out of fence in the straight. Through the chicane, nice and tidy, keeps it valid. And now coming to cut the timing being 4 sets to is up to a 50.498. Again, I couldn't be able to tell you where that is in relation to everyone else. I just know that it's not a slow lap. At the moment we have 6 cars on track. We have 2 Hello Kitties, 3 monsters and the golf cart. As Bannister is coming through the final few corners now. Penultimate corner, could be a bit close to the curb, but does it nicely. So it's just enough on the last turn, floors it out at the end, and DRS. It's not going to be a massively quick lap, it does put in P5, but he is a good 2.5 solid fan at P1. Although at the moment I think it's going to be difficult for anybody to catch Drofter at the moment. Aside from that, we've got XX, looks like he started another flying lap. Let's see how he does through sector 1, through turn 3, very nice turn 4 as well, through tight turn 5, and then he goes purple. He's 8 tenths up on his time. Activates DRS down the Mistral straight. No slipstream, so that's a bit unfortunate, but you can't help these things. Through the chicane, and that is a very nice line indeed, keeps it just on the cusp of validity, and he's done 49.2. He's gone purple, sets 1 and sets 2 according to my timing scheme. He's 1 and a bit seconds up. He's, I think, going to be very close to the pole time here. It was very nice through senior. He's very nice through that long right-hander. Last few corners now. I'd have probably gone a bit wider on the entrance of that, if I'm completely honest, flatten out the corner a bit more, but to each their own, that's his racing line. Opens that corner up very nicely, takes a very nice apex of the final corner and floors it. 25, 26, 127, 128, so 128.6, and he goes fastest by 3 tenths of a second. What a lap by XX for the Monster Energy team. He has dethroned Drofter in the Hello Kitty, as he is also on a lap. Let's see what his sets is going to be. I think it was a 49 we were up to for XX. He's 7 tenths up, and he's gone purple as well, so this is going to be an absolute dogfight between Drofter and XX for pole position, I think. We have Alyan and Glock still to set time, and currently on outlaps along with DJ Death Dragon. 24 seconds left of the session. I'm going to see Alyan and Glock are going to start a lap. That is good. I'm not going to see anyone not set a lap, or not at least attempt to set a lap. Let's see if Glock can keep it together. That is much better through turn 2. I'm going to see if what his first set is going to be like. Sorry. As Drofter goes. I'm sorry, what? Alright, Drofter has removed the sandbags. And has just gone faster with a 127.6. That's a 127.6. That's a second quicker than XX. An XX is not a slow driver, but that's a second quicker. Once my timing screen zone block is going quicker in sets 2 at least. Bannister has finished now. He's crossed the line. He is no longer going to take part in the session. Neither is XX. He's in the pits. He's not going to be able to do anything. Let's see what Glock can do. As I Am Sloth goes second on a 128.3. That's a very nice lap from him in the Rockstar team. Let's see what Glock can do. Let's see if he can get anywhere close to that 127.6. 21, 22, 23. He's going to be close. 24, 25, 26, 27, 27.7. That is. These two are just in a league of their own. The only drivers to get into the 27s or qualifying long. For the last driver to set a lap is going to be Energetic 6, and he goes P5. So, as it's I say as it stands, for 2 points for qualifying on pole position, we'll be going to Drofter, the Welshman, in a Hello Kitty car, setting an awesome lap of 1:27.664 to take pole by just over a tenth of a second from Glock. Sloth in the Rockstar going very well in P3 on a 1:28.3, with XX 3 tenths further back in the second monster car. The second Hello Kitty on P5, with, I think it was the Golf in P6, but I will confirm that shortly. I was incorrect, it was Alyan. So, top 10, I'll go through again. Drofter on pole position, getting the 2 points for pole position. 10th ahead of Glock in P2 for the Monster Energy team. P3 we have Sloth for Rockstar. P4 XX in the second Monster Energy. Then Energetic 6 in P5 for the second Hello Kitty. Then the first of the reserves, Alyan blocking, finishing off row 3. Row 4 is going to be DJ Death Dragon and Chewy Racing in the Golf. And row 9 alongside the Jaguar, who did not take part, will be Bannister in the third Rockstar. Not Rockstar, Monster Energy, I do apologise. Once again, I feel like David Croft when mixing up these names. I'd like to know how many sandbags Drofter had in there. So just waiting for the grid to obviously sort out their strategies, and just waiting for people to ready up. So again, absolutely awesome lap from Drofter as we have our first driver ready up. I can't see unfortunately, but that doesn't matter. We've got 20 seconds until the formation lap. It's going to be an interesting race, I can tell you that. And it's definitely going to have to be a case of racing for redemption for the Jaguar squad, as 3 of the 4 drivers didn't get out of Q1. And one of their drivers not even been able to set a lap in Q3 after crashing out at the end of Q2. It's a formation lap that's a very, very colourful grid, as Drofter leads everyone away. Glock moving very, very late on the formation lap. I'm going to get my time sheet sorted straight away so I don't have to fiddle about this in the race. Go position change, gap. I like the interval more because I can see the buttons. So, Drofter qualified P1, 1:27.6. Going to be very difficult to beat. I think he's going to be in a league of his own alongside this man, Glock 4495. The only other man to qualify in the 1:27s. Has had a couple of issues with turn 2 though in qualifying, but he will more than definitely keep Drofter honest. P3 and already Sloth has lost it coming onto the Mistral Straight. It's going to be interesting to see what he can do for the Rockstar squad. P4 we have the Monster Energy car of XX as Sloth gets reset to the grid after that collision with the barrier. XX, not bad qualified behind the Rockstar Sloth, but again I think he'll be keeping him honest. P5 we have a second Hello Kitty of Energetics, Alyan and DJ Death Dragon, both reserves, putting in a worthy performance to start P6 and P7. The first Golf of Chewy in P8, running a very fine livery indeed on that team. Then the third monster of Bannister. Then the first Jaguar of Andon. Unfortunately, he could not take part in Q3, but he did crash in Q2. So to each their own. Yeah, that was unfortunate. P11 we have the third Hello Kitty of Ramsel. P12 we have the final monster of All Shot Down. He'll be looking to get a top 10 finish to help his team out. Then we have Kinetic Chaos, Mazzaspin, Extremist and Counter Extremist not setting a lap in Q2, apparently a pet emergency. You can see if predicted strategy: 1 stop, pit in lap 12 to 15, 2 stop, your first pit stop lap 7 to 9. Then we have PWT, STN, Hello, we have Housey, Total Ps and LPE rounding out the grid. We are just about to go live. Let's wait for the 5 lights. 3, 4, 5 red lights, and it is go, go, go for the French Grand Prix as Jofta gets an awesome start from Glock and Sloth. I'm just going to ignore the timing tower as Jofta and Glock are very nicely into. Oh, they're touching already. It's an interesting. Oh, this is going to be close down to Mistral Straight. Further back we have Energetics is third with Sloth fourth. This timing tower is an absolute disgrace, Codemasters. I'd like to be able to see where people are. Let me try and get some sort of. There we go, that's a bit more normal. So we have Jofta from Glock, who is going very nicely. As we have a crash, and we have one of the Hello Kitties and Bannister, who look to have come together on the Mistral Straight. That is a VSC. We have a VSC. I expect that to be. Yep, it's a full safety car. Full safety car on the first lap as Bannister and Ramsel immediately collide on the Mistral Straight. So we already have a Monster Energy and a Hello Kitty out of the race. Let's have a look at what tyres we've got at the moment. Nobody's gone for soft, so everyone's, I'm assuming, going to stay out for the duration of this safety car. Already down to 2 Hello Kitties. This timing tower is interesting, people. Timing tower, very interesting. I have no idea what the timing tower is thinking of doing, but it's not going well. I'm just going to ignore it for now. Drivers obviously not very happy. Ramsel and Bannister, I imagine, are not going to be very happy with that incident. Akin, I say akin. I don't think I've seen anything quite like that. That was. I'm really not sure what happened there. 1 minute it was all good, and next thing I know, 2 cars spearing off on a straight, which should not happen. And I have no idea what my timing tower is doing at all. My laptop goes into. Apologies for the radio silence there, just had to sort something out. I have no idea what the timing tower is doing whatsoever, but as it stands at the moment, we have 2 drivers out. We only have 18 runners left. Lap 2 safety car. So we have Jofta leading from Glock, Energetic 6, Sloth, XX, Alyan, Death Dragon, Kinetic Chaos, who's had a wonderful start. Let's see how many positions he's gained. Position change, he's gained 5 positions, as has Mazza's been a very good start from him. Chewy Racing down to P10. Total Ps has made an awesome start from P19. Made up 8 positions. The Jaguars altogether, Andon has had a terrible start down in P15, lost 5 places, but the other Jaguars have all made up significant places, and that's only going to help them in the race. With Extremist only dropping the 1, and all shot down, having an absolute shocker as well. The only drivers to stay where they are for 2 reserves and Drofter and Glock. Again, it's going to be a very, very difficult race, I think, from here on in. And the time is now, it seems to have sorted itself out now, with gaps that are more akin to what we've actually got rather than gaps of 2 minutes. I'm as intrigued as everyone else to see what happened on the Mistral Straight. But I believe, unless the safety car has a reason to stay out, I'd expect, yep, safety car coming in this lap. So let's see who's going to get the better start. Is it going to be Droft? Is it going to be Glock? Who knows? That Hello Kitty, I'm liking it more and more the more I see it. That pink it's just dim enough for me to be able to cope with it, I think. Glock in P2 at the moment, the Monster Energy looking lovely, with the second Hello Kitty in P3. In case you missed it, we have had a collision on the Mistral Straight. Bannister and Ramsel are currently out of the race, down to 18 drivers. Jaguar seems to be having a bit of a resurgence in this race compared to how they qualified. I see I've had a comment. Let's see where. Yes, the Hello Kitty livery is wonderful. As Drofter, go. Drofter has bolted from Glock. Glock's just staying with him, and Energetic just a bit too far back to be keeping Glock honest. He's got Sloth keeping him company with XS in P5. But at the moment, Glock and Drofter are just nose to tail. There's no separating these two, and already we have a gap of a second to P3. Further back, Energetic 6 and Sloth getting very close, a bit too close for comfort I'd say, as the bollard bites of dust. I wouldn't know how long that'd take. XX P5, Alliant, and we have overtake already, and we have Mazepin doing a Mazepin. Coming back through the field now. Don't expect to see any more chaos. Total P's is up to P10. Go on, Jaguar, as we... Oh, Energetic has spun as well. That is another... This track is proving very difficult for the drivers. That's very unfortunate for Energetic, who's doing very well to be in P3. But I'm afraid that's a bit too greedy on the throttle, I believe. And he's not disengaged his ERS. He's not disengaged his DRS, which ERS, sorry, which means he's going to be absolutely vincing that. But at the moment, as it stands, we've got Drofter and Glock nose to tail in P1 and P2. Glock just losing out on the corner exit there, but pulling it back a bit on the straight. It's going to be a titanic scrap between these. Further back, we've got Sloth, XX and Allian all within a second of each other. Just about. Just keeping it together through turn 2 Sloth. XX and Allian coming just behind. DJ Death Dragon is sort of doing an Alonso at the minute, and or more Latifi, and just holding up Kinetic Chaos. And Total P's just up to P8 now. The Jaguar driver is a man possessed at the moment, as Andon has found his way back up to P11. The Jaguar's doing very well at the moment. Definitely the most improved drivers of the race so far. As we ride on board with PVSTN and now LPE as these two looks go head to head. Hopefully we don't see a repeat of any of the Haas stuff, as DJ Dragon looks to have lost out to Kanag, and Total P's up to P6 around the outside of Senior. Absolutely brilliant move, although it was, I'm afraid, pretty much done before the apex. Now he'll be chasing after Allian. He's got 3.5 second gap to make up. Total P's take a bow, my son. That is a superb start for the Jaguar driver. Great, brakes glowing as well. DRS is now enabled. That is going to help some of the drivers as and GJ has lost a place to Chewy Racing. He'll be looking to try and get that back. Is he going to go for a dive down turn one? It's ballsy. Is he going to do it? He is over, going side by side, beginning a good go. And Glock has got the first of the 3-second time penalties for exceeding track limits. That will not help him in the slightest in his fight with Drofter, but he's using his ERS and he's got DRS. And Countally also gets a 3-second penalty. Is he going to go for the inside? Let's see. He's going to go for the inside into the chicane on the Mistral straight. Are they going to go side by side? Drofter's going to try the best he can, but Glock has left him out to dry, and that is as simple an overtake as you'll get for the lead of the race at the moment. But it's not over yet. Is Drofter going to get him back through senior? I've seen stranger places to overtake. Can Drofter do it? No, he's just not quite got the front end. Further back, looks like Total Piece is just starting to gain a little bit on Alyan, but Alyan is all over the back of XX. And LP also has a 3-second time penalty. His time penalty is coming in left, right, and centre at the moment. I'm still intrigued by this battle with Glock and Droft, because I think this is going to be race long, unless something tragic happens. But here we go, take two. Droft now has the DRS. Is he going to go for a move down to turn one? Unless he's got immense overspeed, I doubt it. He's going to go, no, he's going to err on the side of caution as Andon GJ comes into the pits. Let's watch this pit stop. I wonder if he's got damage as he relinquishes. It is replacing the front wing, so it does look like he has had a little bit of damage, and that demotes him all the way down to P18 from P10. That is unfortunate. Dropped out having another go, and he's got hell of an overspeed, and he gets moved up before the braking zone. That's even easier than the last one, as Glock has colossally he's done a Bottas there a little bit. I'll be amazed if he's not got any wing damage, as all three Jaguars that were at the back have all made mistakes by lots of things. With Total P's slowly reeling in the reserve of Alyan, who is being held up by XX and I Am Slow. As Glock has got past Drofter again, I want to see a replay of that, hopefully, because that was an awesome overtake by the looks of things. And Drofter looks like he's going to go for turn one again, unless he can get a good run. I doubt it. He's only 4 tenths behind now. Is he going to go for it? I doubt he's not going to have speed. No, he's not. Yeah, he's going to calm it down, I think, and go for it on the Mistral straight again. This is going to be a titanic battle between them two, as XX is closing in on Sloth. He's doing worse for wear on the ERS. Hello Bozza, how's it going down under? I apologise sincerely for the borderline offensive Australian accent there. You enjoy your hot jockey. Unfortunately Mazepin's had a spin, so he's down in P15 at the moment, but Chewy flying the flag for the Gulf Racing team at the moment. And Drofter looks to have dropped back a little bit now from Glock at the front, and Sloth is catching these guys up now. It's just starting to spread out a little bit as we have. Oh, never mind, safety car, missed that. Too busy concentrating on my chat. See what I thought. Oh, Andon retired. That's unfortunate for the Jaguar team. I did wonder why everyone was starting to get a bit close. But hey, looks like the rockstar of Kanayik has had a spin. Kanayik, you might want to let go of your ERS, mate. You're on 6%. Do you think Kinetic knows where R1 is? Let's see, as I think... Oh, Chewy's got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That is unfortunate for him, as the majority of the field's now pitted. And this is just not going well for the Gulf team at the moment, as Glock, DJ Death Dragon, Extremist and Halsey have stayed out. Halsey on the mediums, Extremist best place at the moment with Death Dragon on the hards. Drofter is out now on fresh hards, so he's definitely going to be putting a charge in for the lead. Still waiting for about half a grid to come out of the pits now. Total P is down to P9 now. After being in P6 for a while. Obviously after the pit stops, that's kind of rejigged everybody. The big winners at the moment are definitely DJ Death Dragon and the Extremist on the hards, because Glock is most definitely going to have to pit sooner rather than later on those mediums, as is Halsey. Let me just pull up the tyres. 7 and 8 laps on the mediums. They could push them a bit more, but not much more on 1 to 4. Let's have a look who's got fastest lap. I feel like it's Drofter. Clock 130.18, 133.6, 133.2, 134.3, 131.7. Yeah, I think at the moment Drofter has the fastest lap of the race. As we enter lap 3 of the second safety cars. Yeah, my prediction is probably the same. We have already had a safety car period, so being the second one, I think lap 15 is definitely doable. But I wouldn't want to stay up much longer than that. Interestingly, XX on the soft, so he's gone for an alternate strategy here. As LPE down languishing at the bottom of the field is just entered the pits for Jaguar. He's just leaving the pits now. Shame. Jaguar were doing very well at one point with all 4 cars in the top 15, but since then it's kind of fallen apart a bit with the exception of Total P's, who I think he's probably going to be on these hards to the end, along with most of the pitters. The mediums I'm definitely think are going to struggle to get to the end, for the people who are currently running them. I think at the moment Glock is running out. Glock and Halsey are definitely running out of sequence, but that's their strategy, and I'm not going to tell them otherwise. At the moment, I'd say DJ Death Dragon and Extremist are the big profiters from this. Although, obviously, being on worn hard, it's going to be a lot harder on safety car restart for them to restart. Safety car in his lap, that's a later call than we saw last time, but I've seen them much later. So Glock will back the pack up now. I imagine he'll do what Drofter did last time and blast it out of the final corner. And I'm absolutely loving the Halo stickers at the moment. Most of them obviously Michael Schumacher related. The reserve livery, you'll see with Aryan is red with a sort of two-tone grey on the back, and plenty of white sponsors. Currently on board with Aryan as Glock has left the field for dead on the restart. I'm going to go to Drofter, who's gone straight from P6 to P4, and is definitely going to be overtaking Extremist and DJ Death Dragon, I believe, as Extremist looks very racy indeed. Extremist looking to get the reserve on the Mistral Straight, as XX and Housie have dropped down a little bit. Housie dropping even more. Looks like Housie's had a bit of an issue on his restart, and rather than an overtake on Death Dragon, it looks like it's going to be an overtake on Extremist we're going to see, as they go side by side. Extremist, that is definitely going to give you a warning, my son. But fresh hards versus soft hards, you're asking for trouble there, as Drofter now sets his sights on DJ Death Dragon. We have a spinner at the back. It is Mazepin once again on the Mistral chicane. That Gulf car looking a bit of a handful for Mazepin at the moment. Amazingly, most of the field pretty clean with penalties, with the exception of the bottom four and Chewy and Glock. The Jaguar of Total P's looks like he's made up another couple of places. That's very good from him. Let me go back to the position change for a moment. Just admiring the rear end of that reserve car at the moment. So Glock running away with it at the moment. DJ Death Dragon is doing his best to hold on to second place. Yes, I'll admit the Gulf has definitely been a bit of a diva in this round, Bozza. I've got a feeling you're alluding to the Australian Championship as well. And Extremist has a 3-second time penalty as well. I was just commending the field on being so clean, as Total Peace goes for going for a look in the Mistral chicane. Is he going to make it stick? On the outside, just makes it stick. Extremist backs out. That was the right thing to do, I think. Avoid an accident, as DJ Death Dragon is now falling behind as Total Peace sets his sights on Alian and I Am Sloth. XX making the best of his soft tyres while they'll last for 6 laps probably. He's playing for another safety car, I think, as he very nearly rear ends Drofter. That would not have been good. But yeah, XX not doing very. It's about the same as Drofter on ERS. Glock has got a lot in reserve, so when these two do finally catch up on him, he's got a lot in the bank to yeah, the rear ends definitely looks a bit interesting around this track as well. Glock in qualifying lost it, I think, 3 times around turn 2. Just couldn't get the power down. Mazepin, unfortunate at the back, 4 seconds behind LPE, who in the Jaguar is not having the best of races. Kinetic Chaos and Colin Tyler, again, not having the best races. BWSTN, not having a bad race for Jaguar. He's closing onto the rear of the Gulf of Chewy Racing, as XX has just gone for a move on Drofter, as Sloth is closing in on that as well. Can we see if Drofter will get a move back through Senior? Let's see. I doubt it, because we've not seen much overtaking here, as Total Peas goes around the outside of DJ Death Dragon, and DJ Death Dragon, as a result of that, gets a 3-second penalty. Plenty of space there. I wouldn't say Total Peas was anywhere near forcing him off the track. Total Peas now closing into the back of Alian, as the field's starting to spread out again. Closest battle on track looks to be Colin Tyler and LPE 91. As I said, that LPE 91 drops back. I'm intrigued to see if Total Peas can improve. I've got a bit of a soft spot for Jaguar, as that's the team I'm doing in my team crew at the moment, and DJ Death Dragon has effectively just let Extremist through. There was no fighting there. Who's got the fastest lap at the moment? I can't see. I think Drofter might start for fastest lap, but I could be wrong. Let's have a quick gander. 31724, 31779, 31494. So it's XX who's got the fastest lap at the moment. Aside from that, everything looks to be running pretty well. As Total P's makes the move on Ariane into the Mistral chicane, and will now, I'm assuming, hustle right onto the back of I'm Sloth. The Rockstar car doing very well to be in the position it is with his teammate P7. Extremely's doing very well, having qualified down in 15th, not setting a lap in Q2. The reserves doing a very good race as well, with Ariane and Death Dragon in the top 10. Total Pizzo is definitely so far my driver for today. Yeah, enjoy your work, brother, and I'll pass on your wishes of good luck to the Gulf Racing boys. Hopefully they do get a bit of luck, as the Total Piece sets the fastest lap of the race, a 1:31.3 on the hard tyres, as Death Dragon loses another spot to all shot down. We now have 3 monster cars in the top 4, in the top 10. Total Piece is making light work of this at the moment. I think he might be an outside shot of a victory here. Definitely in with a shout. But at the moment, Drofter is closing in rapidly to XX. Not going to get the move done in the Mistral chicane. I doubt he'll get the move done through Senior, but you never know. Who's close? Total Peas is getting very close again to Sloth worse for wear on the ERS, as Drofter is getting very, very racy behind XX. Can he go for a move? Is he going to try for a cutback? No, he's going to err on the side of caution and probably wait for the next DRS zone. Back to the battle with Total Peace and Sloth. I think these guys are going to be waiting for the DRS zone as well. That seems to be the only place you can really overtake on this track at the moment. Sloth falling back a little bit from Drofter, as Drofter is all over XX, as we have DJ Death Dragon has had a spin in sector 3. That is very unfortunate. He was having such a good race, but back to the front, and XX gets the time penalty. The top 2 have time penalties, so as it stands, we're looking at possibly a Jaguar podium if he could get past I Am Sloth and utilise those hards a bit more. Let's have a look at these tyres. 7 lap old, same as Drofter. It's going to be interesting to see what their pace differential is going to be between the faster and slower lads, as XX, his tyres are falling off a cliff now, I think. Those softs have done 7 laps so far, and I can't see them lasting much longer. I think he's just getting to the point where he can strap some mediums until end of the race, and I think that'll do him. Oh, I'm going to have to take a breather in a minute because my throat's killing. All shot down, closing in on Extremist, the Rockstar versus Glock doing Glock things. I'm just waiting for it to slow down so I can say, is that Glock? But yeah, as it stands, yeah, we've got a Jaguar on the podium. With penalties, XX is out sequence anyway, and he dives into the pits anyway. So Total P's going to be chasing down Drofter now. Hopefully going to try and get the win. Glock is running very far out of sequence. I would be pitting around now if I was Glock, because those tyres look decidedly second hand. And I can imagine for Drofter and Total P's are going to be very quickly on his case. It's not over yet though with I Am Sloth. Sloth is coming back. Is he going to go for it to turn 3? No, he's not. He's going to wait for the DRS on the Mistral straight, as Energetics gets another penalty. 5 laps ago I said the field were doing so well for penalties, and all of a sudden they've all got one pretty much. I think Sloth might get him this lap. Drofter is looking in great shape. He's pulled away a little bit now from Total P's, who was having to defend from Sloth, and he is pulling in Glock at a weight of knots, as we have another spin. It's Housey with a spin. That is unfortunate for the reserve driver, running lofty heights of 4th at one point. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Glock is definitely going to need to pit soon. We have had 2 safety cars, so that is definitely going to help his tyre wear, but yeah, he's well, he has to pit regardless, but I'd say sooner rather than later. As we saw with XCX, I think 8 laps seems to be about it. As we have another spin, Callum Tyler through the chicane has had another spin. He's not had a good race. It's going to be a race week to forget for him in this French Grand Prix. As we have another spin, and it is a Jaguar. It's LPE. LPE has had a spin as well. Everyone's spinning on this lap. It's just the rear end seems to be nowhere near as hooked up as people want it to be. Glock, given his struggles in qualifying, has had an excellent race. No faults of a spin, but Drofter is starting to close in now. The gap at the moment, yeah, just outside of the range of second place, but obviously with Glock having to pit, I think Pease has got second place sorted at the moment. Let's have a look at penalties. So, and Allianz got a 3-second penalty, so that is not going to go well, and he did that while overtaking, by the looks of things. So again, very unfortunate. And Death Dragon's got a penalty, so that's putting him up to 6. Everyone's getting penalties now. We've got so good up until the second safety car period. That's when it all kicked off. As the Gulf of Mazepin looking very racy against XX. But XX on fresh mediums, I doubt he's going to let Mazepin get a run on him. As Sloth and Allianz seem to be getting very close to comfort as well. Sloth going for an overtake, I think. Yeah, he's got the DRS and ERS, and he goes for a very nice, simple overtake on a run down to turn 1. That is a job done for Sloth, and he can start trying to reel in Total Peas a little bit, as Droft and Glock are again in a league of their own. But I do think that Glock has dropped the strategic mishap of the week. Should have probably pitted under the second safety car period, like everyone else, but decided to do it his own way. And I think it's around. It's the slowest pit lane on the calendar, so I'd expect 25 to 30 seconds loss. So I think he's going to be down P12, 13 by the time he rejoins. And Drofter now is reeling him in. Those mediums definitely falling off now. As all shut down, looks like he's going to try and get a move on Extremist. He's close enough through Senior, but he backs off through the long right hander. He's going to play it safe and I think wait for a DRS, and that seems to be the thing to do on this track at the moment. Not many overtaking opportunities, as we have another spin, and Peter STN has crashed out of the race, and we have another safety car. That is going to play into Glock's hands. Glock is into the pits. Is that Glock? Yes, it is. Glock into the pits. And I'd like you to tell me. There we go. I know who's in the pits now. Yeah, so everyone for third down's pitting. This is going to be very interesting. Luckily, Jota and Total Peas have managed to stay ahead of the safety car, and everyone is going to be to a delta. So, providing that Jota and Total Peas can get around, get into the pits quick enough, they may still hold on to P1 and P2, but I would definitely recommend boxing, because those hards will not stand a chance against fresh softs. So let's do a quick race rundown while we're waiting for the field to catch up to the safety car. We have Drofter in P1 with Total P's into P2. Total P's with an excellent race starting P19 all the way up to P2 by the second safety car period. Glock P3 and XX P4, very good race for the Monster Energy team. P5 and P7 for the Rockstars of Sloth and Extremist with Aryan in a Rockstar sandwich. P8 we have the third and final Monster Energy of All Shot Down as Drofter picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That could hand Total P's the win. Total P's, if he can get out ahead of Glock, may win this, because that's Drofter's not finishing on the podium. Drofter I don't think will finish on the podium, because that, unfortunately, as Canik Kess gets a drive through for speed on the safety car, we've had a 5-second penalty for Droft. That, I think, with XX's pace and Sloth's pace, to be fair to him, with 6 laps to go, I think Droft has just done himself out of the podium. I mean, obviously damage limitation, getting pole for 2 laps from pole, that's going to help him obviously, but yeah, you don't want to be dropping points, especially with a point system as tightly packed as this. Only 3 points between P1 and P2 difference, 22 for P1 and 19 for P2. Yeah, it's going to help him definitely getting the points for pole position, but at the moment, yeah, that I'd be waving goodbye to a podium chance, I'm afraid. As the field's now starting to catch up to the safety car, and at Total P's, of the top 3, is the only car without a penalty. So, based on that, it's Total P's race to lose, because he has had immense pace in that Jaguar. As I said, from P19 to P3 at the moment, and I think more will come for him. Anyway, back to my race rundown. So we've done the top 7. Top 8 we've gone through as the Monster Energy of All Shot Down. Then we have the second Hello Kitty of Energetic 6. Then we have Death Dragon in the reserve car. We have 2 Gulfs of True Racing and Mazespin. Then we have Housie in the final reserve car as he boxes. Housie boxes. Evidently he must feel the benefits of boxing. It's going to be interesting to see what he goes on. I'm assuming he's going to go into some softs. So after Housie we've got LPE, Kinetic Chaos and Callum Tyler, who, as I've said numerous times, has just had a shocking race. It's just not been in the races at all. But I think Total P's race to lose. If he can get ahead of Drofter and Glock, or even just stay within 3 seconds of Glock, I think it's his race to lose. And Mazespin has left the session. Mazespin has left the session. He appears to be a disconnection. I'm going to do a quick calculation. So on lap 22 or 27. That's 81%. So we're at 81% of the race distance. So providing that is a legitimate disconnection and he can't rejoin, he will still receive points, from what I gather. But we do need evidence of that being a legitimate disconnection. If I'm completely honest, Dan Pilbeam, I don't know who the defending champion is either. Safety car is in this lap, so Glock is going to be trying his best to hold on to this race win. but it's going to be a heck of a challenge with Total P's not having any penalties and being on one lap fresher softs, and I think that is going to come into it. I do think that is going to come into it. XX could be on for a podium here, as long as he stays ahead of Sloth. But obviously the cars with softs behind him are just going to swallow him up, I think. But yeah, as I said, Total P's to lose. And Kinetic Chaos, there's a 5-second penalty for severe collision with Housey. That has not gone well for the Rockstar driver. I'm sorry, Pillars. I'm sorry. I've not brushed up on my stats clearly. But we're back green. I've completely missed that after being called out for my inability to recognise people. And Total P's has stayed with these two. Total P's has completely stayed with these two, and it's going to be just a 5 lap slog, sorry, just to see who's going to win this. They've already dropped XX, and we have Glock's retired. Glock has crashed out. Glock has crashed out of the race. Glock has. That is huge. That is huge. The long-time leader of this race has crashed out. That is so disappointing for him. That's so disappointing for the Monster Squad. So disappointing for the Monster Squad. And it's now up to XX, and XX has been overtaken by Sloth. Sloth, that's a ballsy move, but well, fair play, my friend. Sloth has gone up into P3. He's taken that P3 away from XX, and this race has just fallen away from Monster Energy in these last few laps. As Total P's, I want my interval back, please. As easily the driver of the day for me. 7 tenths behind Drofter going into lap 24.